Hello, you lot. How's it going? Can someone give me an audio and visual check, please? Then we can crack on. Boy, have we got something different to talk about tonight, because I feel it's always good to mix things up a bit. You know, we can't really sit around talking about storing tins of baked beans all the time, can we now? So yeah, awesome. So we'll see. Someone's on about time machine. Ooh, we got some stuff to talk about tonight, and I'm pretty sure everyone is going to enjoy having their input with this. Pilgrim, as ever, that's all good then. So cool. Let's roll with it then. So yes, something different. Why not? It all started pretty much with you know, sometimes when you get broken sleep and you keep waking up and your head just goes all over the place, seemingly out of control, going off in a tangent, etc. And it's a little bit different, different at the moment, because you know the sun's not really coming up to say at 8 o'clock, 8:30, something like that. So you wake up and you're not really sure what time it is, and I'm really reluctant to look at the phone, etc. All right, so yeah. It's very, very strange. So it all started last night when I was having all these weird thoughts about time, about all of the things seemingly speeding up. It's bizarre. In fact, let me know in the live chat if you've been experiencing this as well. Now, I would say a lot of people have been talking about this, that I've been monitoring on the wires, and lots of people are saying that it started from around 2020. Like I said, 2020 was an absolutely fundamentally massive year in this simulation planet, flat Earth, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So, yes, I've just wanted to know if you've been feeling different since 2020, especially recently, because it's very, very strange. I don't know what it is, but there's a big feeling at this time this week, moreover, with me, and I definitely know people as well, they've been having really weird feelings and experiences, and it's all to do with time. Yeah, but not only just time. We've already talked a little bit about the Mandela effect, and that's sort of, it links in a way, and then you could divert off into simulation theory, etc. So yes, it's very, very odd what's been going on. Fridays seem to be coming around quicker. Yes, I've decided to do live streams this week rather than do videos in the day and upload them. I just wanted to see how it went, really. So yes, very, very weird. Since 2015, weird energies. Yes, so it is something that's being talked about at the moment. I mean, you're more than welcome to have a look around online to see what others are talking about. And it seems to be like a growing feeling. It's so hard to explain. In fact, it's very difficult to try and put this into words. It's almost like sometimes you get that feeling that something just isn't right. Nothing really feels real sometimes. Let me know if you've been getting the same as well. I mean, I understand not everyone's going to be feeling this way. Like I've said in previous videos, you know, everyone is absolutely unique. Everyone is different. Everyone's got their own set of experiences, pretty much defining who they are. So I understand that not everyone is going to agree or experiencing similar phenomena. I just wanted to point it out there and see what the feedback was. So, is time being altered? Is it being manipulated? There's going to be a four-letter word beginning with C pop up a lot in this live chat. You mark my words. Timeline alterations. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Or is this new for someone? Dates have changed. The Mandela effect, all of these things. Now, this is very, very odd, because when I was talking to Jason Brashears of Archaics, we had quite a bit of a private chat before we decided to go on air and do our recording. And then he said that it was foretold over the coming years that the whole planet is going to be having 16-hour days. Yeah, not 12 months. Everything's going to be shortened and compacted. And apparently, according to him, we're not that far away from all of that. So maybe this is some weird stuff leading up to that. Maybe it's going to shift bang like that. Oh, Brian, he's put the word cock. I really don't understand what that means. But yes, all of these sorts of things are being like talked about at the moment, and it's really, really odd. So how many of you have been getting really, really tired, more than usual? Okay, so in this day and age, with all of the things that we have at our disposal to sort of relax us, to calm us down, to help us sleep, stuff to sort of help us wake up and get on with the day, etc. Despite all of these things, lots of people are absolutely knackered, seriously knackered. In fact, I done a video. Oh God, how long ago is it now, Rachel? It must have been around 7 months, something like that. That's had crazy views. 4.7 million people in the UK are being reported as extreme tired, and that is coming from GPs. And we wanted to know why. It's bloody crazy, absolutely crazy. So, cock your firearm. Right, fair play, Brian. I thought you was having a dig then. I thought, you cheeky monkey. Because it is you, I'll let you off. But yeah, I think we're going to need a bit more than that, mate, actually. Sometimes bullets don't do much. Simon, thanks for that, dude. Freemasonry. Oh, don't mention them guys. Bloody hell. So yeah, extreme bloody tiredness. Now, is that one of the things which is being pitched against us to make it easier for them? Maybe. It's a great thing. If you had two armies and it's fighting each other, and if there was some way that you can get the other army to be absolutely knackered, of course, fighting them is going to be a bloody walkover. And why wouldn't it be that way with us, the aware citizens on this planet, or this strange, crazy existence? I know it would make their job a lot easier, wouldn't it? To ensure that we're absolutely cream crackered. Right. So, something weird has been happening, right? And this has been happening to me for at least a couple of months. All right, so leading up before Christmas, when I'll get up in the morning, and like I say, this is my job now, so I'm going to be spending most of the day researching about what videos to make, which is going to be of interest to you guys. Now, the amount of people that send me emails, right, you just wouldn't get it until you saw it with your own eyes. It's crazy. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. The emails just non-stop. It's bonkers. And, you know, when I do get time to go through them, most of the times it's just a link. So I will click on the link to see what the video is, and it's usually followed by a short sentence from whoever it is sending me an email saying, this has just happened, you're not going to believe this, you really need to check this out, it's urgent. So I thought, okay. So we watched it. I think, hold on a minute. After looking into the event which this guy or girl has emailed me to look at, it's like 6 months old, 2 years old. Yet they are seeing this information as it's just happened. Now, has anyone else had this sort of thing happen to them? Because I'll tell you for what, this is more than once. It's crazy. In fact, the most recent one, when I've done that video about what is going on in the Red Sea with the ships being attacked by drones and all the rest of it. Oh my, that day when I've done that video, it literally broke all over the news. So all over the mainstream news wires on the day saying this has just happened, breaking news, you know, the ships have been attacked, blah, blah, blah. My God. So I looked into it. Now, I forget the name of the UK ship which come under attack. All of these drones and missiles coming over. And when I found there was an X, a Twitter page for that ship, believe it or not, which is really weird. Maybe all of the HMS vessels in the Navy have their own Twitter account. Personally, I think that's just bonkers. I don't agree with it myself, but nonetheless, that's what it is. So when I went on there and they posted what had just happened to them, it was 2 weeks before it was all being reported on the mainstream, which was crazy, because when I posted that video and looking through the comments, and someone was saying, this happened a few weeks ago. And I'm thinking, well, I didn't just imagine that. I did not just wake up and then it was a weird world and it was like 2 weeks behind. Absolutely. No, we're talking all of the mainstream. So the BBC, Sky News, The Guardian, The Sun, The Express, everything. They was all running as a main headline. Breaking news today, latest, Royal Navy gets attacked. Oh my God, what's going on? Because I was aware in the Red Sea, we've got all of the shipping containers and etc. And I know that they're there to sort of safeguard their passage. And as soon as they mentioned drones, I had a feeling that Iran was involved, because they are proving to be one of the global leaders in drone manufacture, believe it or not. So, of course, I went on there. And like I say, this is my job. So I've done some researching into that story. And it didn't take me long to find out and conclude that what happened to that Royal Navy ship was indeed 2 weeks prior. Bizarre. And there's other things. I could go on and on and on with people sending me videos and saying, oh my God, have you just found out what's happened with so-and-so? And I watched it thinking, what? That was like, when I found out, you look at the report on the websites, on the news, it's like 2 years ago. And I'm thinking, is it just me? Am I living in some weird frigging parallel universe? Has anyone else had something similar? Now, I don't know how many of you watching this actually make YouTube videos. Probably not that many. But if there is, and you're in a similar position to me, trying to sort of get people a heads up to what's going on out there, because literally we're not really being told the truth by the mainstream. We're getting tiny little truths buried amongst loads of horseshit. Let's be honest. So we are trying to sift through the BS to find out what's going on. But we've got a massive differential correlation with the times being presented. It's just nuts. It's absolutely friggin' nuts. I'm just quickly going through the comment section. And I do mean quick, because we got a fair bit to go over. But yeah, there's a few of you out there saying all sorts. So yes, that sort of thing absolutely happened. Okay. And I would say, as a generalization, out of all of the videos that I get sent to watch, to sort of try and get this information out there, about 10% of them are recent. So that means 90% of nearly all of the information which I get is way out of date. So from 2 weeks right back to 2 years old. But people are sending me this information, believing it to be the most latest information. It's scary, and it's not bloody normal. In fact, yeah, this one's quite recent. Who remembers what happened on the 1st of January? So 22 days ago, if it is the 23rd today. Like I'm saying, it's so bizarre what's been going on. Now, who remembers what happened in America? There was in Miami, there was a shopping mall, and I'm trying to think, is it Miami Bayside? I think they called it. And there was loads and loads and loads of cop cars. There's probably over 40 cop cars, maybe even more. I mean, I wasn't counting, because when you look at the footage, the camera's just moving and it's impossible to count them all. But there was rather a lot. In fact, it might even be significantly more than 40 police cars. Let me know what you think if you've looked into it. So yeah, this happened in Miami, and there was all sorts of weird stuff being speculated and being put out there at the time. Some people were saying anything between a 7 and a 10-foot alien figure running around the shopping mall or walking around, and all the police turned up to try and calm the situation or whatever they thought they was going to do. But it's all sorts of, I mean, how the hell can you prove that? In fact, what seems really weird about that story is you are getting like an overview of the whole scenario. Okay, there's not much footage, well, not that I've seen. I mean, tell me if you found any. Send it to me on an email. Their email address is below the video, by the way. I would have thought in this day and age, most people have got smartphones, right? So you would have thought down there with all of the police and everything else, there's bound to be people down there with their phones recording what's going on. But all of the stuff I can only find is right up and about the 20th floor or some hotel balcony, really grainy imagery. So, you know, that place was absolutely lit up big time by streetlights. Now, personally, I believe there's no excuse in this day and age to record footage of anything with poor resolution video. There is no need for it. The only way I can think it gets all blurry and all crap is because it's been copied so many times and maybe it loses resolution. I don't know. If anyone knows what I'm talking about here, let me know. So even on my phone, I've got a Samsung S20 phone, right? The camera's pretty good in it from what I like anyway. And I can be out there at pitch black at night time and I can see all the stars. I can put it on night mode and it's like, boom. It turns it into just like pre-dusk sort of time. So you can clearly see loads of stuff in like really, really good quality detail. So why is it that anything that major happens, the video footage is crap? I mean, I smell a rat there, don't you? Because this has been going on for donkey's years. And it's always the same, like CCTV footage. In this day and age, surely there should be a much higher resolution recording of whatever events that unfold. So the weird thing is this happened on the 1st of January this year. Guess what? You ready? The exactly same event happened on the 1st of January 2023. Almost, you ready? Almost to the hour. The same place, the same sort of thing happened, roughly the same amount of police cars was there. It's almost like an absolute mirror event of what happened exactly pretty much within a few minutes a year prior. Now, you can't sit there and say to yourself, well, that's just pure coincidence. You really got to look at that and say, what are the odds of that actually happening? I mean, if can you imagine going back to 2023 on the 1st of January, that happened, the next day, go into a bookmaker's and say, I'm going to put £100 bet on what happened yesterday. Exactly the same thing is going to happen exactly 1 year from today in the same place. Do you know what sort of odds a bookmaker would give you? It'd give you 1,000 to 1 plus. And can you imagine it coming in? The guy's going to go bankrupt. But that's how crazy it is. This is what I want people to do. There's so much strange information out there. Lots of people are just dismissing it and not even going to even look at it. In fact, there was some goon in the chat earlier saying, you know, can you stop doing these videos because people are already laughing at us? And I just, really? Obviously, that's someone who is worried what other people think. So it's like I said, everyone's at different levels of awareness. Everyone's got different experiences. Everyone's got their own thing. How I feel this day and age, I ain't scared of nothing. I couldn't give a monkey's toss what anyone says about me, because all they're doing is they're just making themselves look childish and ignorant. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to actively encourage people to look at stuff and question stuff without looking at it. And if it challenges their belief system or whatever it is you want to call it, they're literally going to go, no, I'm not even going down there. No, it's way too like weird. That's called cognitive dissonance. That is literally something which challenging what you are believing to be true. So personally, what I do is I look at the information, I let it come in, I don't judge, I'm absolutely non-biased, just completely, whatever it is, yeah, fine, let it go in, mull over in it, and that can leave it in my head to soak test, as it were, overnight, and I just leave it to my intuition to tell me after I've slept on it usually, what do I actually think about what I witnessed yesterday. You know, let it sink in, go over it a few times. But to just blindly look at something and then go, nah, that's like, how are people going to learn if that's their mentality? Like I say, it's all down to progressing through the stages of awareness. Like I love to call everyone here, this is an aware prepping community. This isn't just a prepping community, okay? We got people in here really, really know their stuff. And I know that already based on the feedback that I get from you guys. And it's awesome. It really, really is awesome. So, like I said, that was almost to the hour, exactly 12 months prior. Now, you have to say, what are the odds on that? Now, some people when all of that sort of stuff started happening, and we've got other stuff to show, you're going to be a bit mind blown soon. Okay, the first thing, let me see if I can show you guys, which a lot of people said as soon as all this stuff started happening. Do you know what it was? CERN. Yes. And most of us will probably know what this is. The goddess Shiva from the Hindu traditions over in India. Yes, the goddess of destruction. So let me put that on full screen so you can see it better. There you go. Unbelievable. I mean, what are the odds of having that given to this facility as a gift from India? There you go. We really like what you're doing. How about we give you a statue representing the goddess of destruction? That sounds good, doesn't it? Oh, thanks very much. Well, I don't know what to do. Should we just put it outside and leave it there? You really think none of this is all by design and planned? Oh, and if we really looked into all of this, we could probably see that there was some ceremony of its unveiling when it was fitted. You can see all of it being signed in that here, look. Now, all of these dates and times are going to be significant. The amount of people present, these ceremonies are very, very occult, shall we say. So that is something to look into. Oh, and look at this. Looks great, doesn't it? Coming out of a hole or a circle. Some people will say a portal. I'll leave that up to your own imagination. So yes, the goddess Shiva. I'm not making this up. Wow. 900 people in the chat. Wow, that's awesome. Really appreciate that. So what else can we show? Yeah, there we go. Because I know there's going to be people who are literally just figuring all of this out. Look, Shiva, god of destruction, is actually god or goddess. It's put on here, God. Shiva holds one of the most prominent roles in Hinduism and a god of destruction. He. So there we go. Shiva, male, god, not a goddess. My bad, as some of the youngsters would say. One of the three most important gods alongside Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver. Wow. So there it is. This is fact. Okay. I'm not making this up. And here we are. I think it's my fault because when I first looked at this, I thought it was female. Wow. I must say the physique's very feminine, but nonetheless, it's a god. Okay. So yes, that's pretty much how would that be tied in with CERN? And what the hell is CERN got to do with all of these weird time things that have been going on as well? Now, I want to show you something really weird, right? This was sent from this woman who works in Amazon, and she basically, what they've got in Amazon, some of you work in Amazon, you can like tell the others, you get like a tablet and you get the orders come through, it tells you where to get it, you go get it, you put it in a box, it's done. Okay, this order come through from this woman, and this was only recently, very recently, someone ordered a huge stack, over 50 2023 calendars. Why would that happen? But the other thing which is very strange is the dates on there are completely different. January the 21st, 2024. Okay, so we're only talking 2 days ago. But when they looked at the time on the device which they get all of the orders, it says September 25th, 2023. How weird is that? And this was literally, like I say, a few days ago. But when they went to go and pick the order of all of these old 2023 calendars from last year, when the invoice and stuff got printed out, that was the date on the device. Very, very strange what's been happening with time lately. It really, really is. It's bloody nuts, to be honest. So, if I can show you this, there is lots of bizarre things going on. Okay, just look at this. Some people have been reporting weird weather patterns as well. I mean, how many people have gone out for a walk and seen something like that? You can't tell me that that's normal and natural. Look at the angle of that cloud at the bottom and those sort of weird patterns in the sky. It just doesn't make sense. It absolutely defies logic. It's almost like a sphere cloud. And like I say, different people are taking pictures where the shadows appear. It all goes really nuts. Okay. So yes, weird weather, weird time things. Just bonkers. Right. Okay. Another thing as well. This is all happening around the same time. This is why I want to draw you guys' attention to see what you think about all this. It's the heart. There it is. Right. The Schumann resonance. Look at that huge spike that we had in the run up to Christmas. Something happened around that time, and it's just literally gone back to being flatlined again. Now, usually when we see stuff like this, and if you don't know what the Schumann resonance is, it's basically the frequency pulse coming from the planet. Okay, whether you agree with it or not, it's fact. It is the case. There was a huge spike. Since then, we've been getting all sorts of weird and wonderful reports that some strange things are going on, which not many people can explain. I know it sounds really weird. It sounds far out. It sounds bonkers, but not just the frequency from the planet, from the Schumann resonance. Look at this from what our sun was doing as well. There's a huge spike there. Look at that. That's nuts. Can you see it? Boom. We've been getting so many weird things. And if you don't know what stereo A and B are, they're satellites which literally just go around and around the sun, monitoring all sorts of things. Okay. It's bonkers. This was today, the 23rd. Look at what the sun done today. So not only we got the Schumann resonance, we got the sun literally behaving rather oddly. But not only that, yeah, Jimmy Cricket says there's more. Our American friends are going to be a bit spoilt next year because we are going to be having an eclipse with a comet as well. So that is very significant. We used to see this stuff in olden days and they've all been documented heavily. And lots of all that artwork has been preserved because it was deemed very significant and very important. X. How many times have we been seeing X lately? Let me know if what you understand about the letter X. So you got Elon Musk. He turned Twitter into X. What else? Anything else which has got significance with the letter X? Put it in the live chat, or indeed, if you want to on a replay, put it in the comment section so others can have a look and hopefully be inspired to start questioning things. All right. Maybe it's linked, maybe it's not, but it's good if at least we have a handle on it. Okay. So not far from Houston, Texas. This is where the eclipse is going to take place. It's going to be a big thing in America, right? And this is going to be, I think it's March, April next year. And there is going to be a partial one. Look at that, a nice big letter X. Boom, right on America. Personally, I wouldn't want to be living anywhere near where the X intersects at that time. Exercising caution there, to be honest. So yes, there's a lot of people talking about that eclipse and what it's going to actually mean next year. So let me just try and find it. Here it is, the 8th of April. I don't know why the Americans call it April 8th. It should be the 8th of April because in my opinion, it should go up in order. So you've got seconds, you've got minutes, you've got hours, you've got days, you got weeks, you got months, and you got years. So why is the day after the month, sorry. Doesn't make sense. It's all a bit backward. To me, that says the 8th of April. Anyway, enough of that frivolity. 1,000 people in the chat. Goodness. We've done the Shiva. Yeah, here we go. So what do science say about this? Like I say, it's not just me, right? Read this. Time is rapidly speeding up as the universe gets older. Scientists confirm. Okay, this was July last year. Now, scientists have uncovered that the universe went in extreme slow motion at its very beginning and has been dramatically speeding up ever since. Funnily enough, this exact theory was predicted by Albert Einstein himself back in 1915. So there you go, Albert Einstein. Yes. So, you know, I don't think many people is going to have a pop at Mr. Einstein, are they? Like I'm saying, it's not just me. It's very bizarre. But it's not only that. With time, as we're on the subject of time, we're going to go through this article. Now, this is quite interesting. And this is going to be probably one of hundreds of thousands of articles like this, believe it or not. So we're going to read this together because it is quite interesting. It's very bizarre, right? Oh, look at that. It decided to go crazy. My God, look at this. Is that jumping around? What did I just say about stuff? Right, okay. I don't know why it's done that, but it did. A bizarre tale of Bold Street time slips. Okay, we're on the subject of time. This was in Liverpool, right? Transported people into the past. Really? How can that actually happen? Right. Over the years, a number of people claim they have slipped into another time period. Look how cool this picture is. Look at these jam jars. Aren't they cool? I love this photograph. It's beautiful. Reminds me of Dark City. Has anyone seen Dark City? Put it in the chat in the comments. That'd be cool. It's an epic film. Right. This was Bold Street in 1963. So 3 years before England won the World Cup. This is what that environment looked like back then. Okay. Liverpool has its fair share of urban legends, spooky tales and local myths, but perhaps none more puzzling than the time slips of Bold Street. Yes, this isn't just a one-off. Very, very strange. Now, it'd be quite interesting to see if there's any ley lines or any lines between old ancient churches along that street. Something for some of you alternative researchers to look into, perhaps. Over the years, a number of people claim to have slipped into another time period while walking along the city centre street. Bizarrely, those who claim to have time travelled along Bold Street were able to recount, specific details from the past that they encountered during the experience. So, we read on. Just trying to find where this story starts. Right, here we go. One of the first time slips I investigated concerned an off-duty policeman from Melling. His name was Frank. One Saturday in July 1996. So 1996, what was going on? It was the European Championships in England, Euro 96. Who remembers that? When Gaza had his blonde haircut. Yes. Frank and his wife Carol visited Liverpool to do some shopping. At Central Station, the couple split up. Carol went into Dylan's bookshop in Bold Street to purchase a copy of Irvin Welsh's book Train Spotting, and Frank went to a record store in Ranelagh Street to look for a CD. About 20 minutes later, he walked up the incline near the Lyceum, which leads onto Bold Street, intending to meet up with his wife in the bookshop, when he noticed he had somehow entered a dead spot of quietness. Wow. Suddenly, a small box van that looked like something out of the 1950s sped across his path, beeping its horn as it narrowly missed him. He noticed that the van had the name Cowpins emblazoned on the side. He looked across the road and saw that Dylan's bookshop was no longer there. In its place stood a store with the name Cripps over its 2 entrances. The policeman was understandably confused. He looked in the window of the Cripps and he saw there was no books on display but women's handbags and shoes. The policeman turned around and he saw that people on Bold Street were wearing clothes that would have been in vogue in the 40s and 50s. The men wore trilbies and long overcoats, and the women wore scarves, berets, pillbox and cartwheel hats. And most of the ladies also wore gloves. Absolutely, that was what it was back in the day. Then the possibility that he had somehow walked into Bold Street of 40-odd years ago dawned on him. He sighted a girl of about 20 years old, dressed in the clothes of a mid-1990s girl. Hipsters and lime-coloured, sleeveless top. The bag she carried had the name Miss Selfridge's on it, which really reassured the policeman that he was still somehow and partly in 1996. He smiled at the girl as she walked past and as he entered the shop. As he followed her into the shop, the whole interior of the building changed in a flash into the bookshop. And then all of a sudden, it was back in time. Unbelievable. There's a few other stories online about these sorts of things. And it's crazy because the last thing that a mainstream newspaper would do is to risk their reputation by publishing something which is going to get scoffed at. So to have the weight to do that was a very brave thing to do. And yes, it's very, very strange what's going on with time. Wow, yeah, that is crazy. Okie dokie. So, how would time become altered or manipulated? How many people have looked into the fact that the reality that we think we are in is actually a simulation? It's not really real. It's not how we think it is. Deja vu. How many people have had deja vu? Try and explain that. The Mandela effect, when you go back in time, like we did the other day, and we look at all of the things that we remember as we were kids, and we are 100% wholeheartedly in agreement of what we remember. Yet when we go to look for it, it's like it never existed or it's changed in some way. Try and explain that. There are so many things pointing towards the realization that we are indeed in some strange simulation. Very, very bizarre. Living a program. Yeah, it is. The Earth's wobble. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments here because I haven't been looking at any of the chats. Sorry, Mr. Ben. Do you know what? It's interesting. That come from, wow, a YouTube account called K. Well, you must have done that a long time ago. Mr. Ben, that's really interesting that you say that, because that brings me nicely, in fact, into programming. Stuff that we watched on TV, mainly as kids, especially if you was a Generation X. Again, that's another X. Okay. Now, it's mainly believed in, I don't know what you want to call it. When people generally wake up, it's usually around 40 years old. Okay, that's when it's deemed that the person is mature enough and has had a lot of experiences up to the age of 40. It's very, very strange how the East and the West traditions explain this. Over here in the West, do you know what we call it? We call it a midlife crisis. Yeah. So you've got the bold guy who goes out and buys a flash sports car just before he starts getting really old. Just one last fling of youth, the midlife crisis. Do you know what they call it in the East? Have a guess. The midlife of opportunity. I wonder who's right and who's wrong. Personally, I'm siding with the East, because at the age of 40, it's literally an invitation time frame, seeing as we're talking about time, to wake up, to start questioning things, to really look back and assess the first 40 odd years of your life and try to understand what the hell is life all about? What does it actually mean? What are we really here to do? I mean, it's quite sad when you believe the mainstream narrative. You're born, you go to school, you get a job, you meet a girl, you buy a house, you get a mortgage, you have kids. They all grow up, they go to university and stuff, they get a bungalow, they get old, they get really, really ill, and they die. To me, that's shit. Absolutely shit. It's bullshit, actually. There's, like I said, there's way much more to life than just that. Yet, that level of thinking, what the mainstream would have you believe, runs absolutely alongside with what happened in 2020. You have to wear one of those. You definitely need to have one of those. You know, it's literally been split into two factions: those who believe all of that bullshit, and those of us who are questioning things. Now, to me, it doesn't really matter who is helping someone come to the realization to question things. I don't care who it is. You know my thoughts about Russell Brand, Redacted, GB News, and all that bullshit. You know my thoughts about this already. But when you boil away the piss, it doesn't really matter as long as it gets people to think and question things. Because we are, whether you believe it or not, we are actually in the age of the apocalypse right now, which is the unveiling of the truth. All of these truths are coming out. People are starting to question things. And like I say, we can talk about preparedness in the 3D reality, but as we move through this timeline, we are noticing glitches, anomalies, all sorts of weird different things. And when your intuition is working correctly, you can literally pick up on things, energies. Something's not right. I woke up this morning. It's really weird. Now, I don't know how many others have had like weird intuitive thoughts and feelings over the last few weeks. Like, what's different? Something's not right. And then you start seeing all of these news things that come out. And then even today, when I was looking into this on YouTube, I typed in what I wanted to look at, and I put in this year. Okay, so it's 23 days, and it's topical right now. Not one single thing come up for this year. It was all 8 months ago. So, and I was thinking, what is this really compounding my concerns at the time? Did YouTube at that moment in time have me believe that we are actually in 2023? And then we went to that story earlier when that person brought loads and loads of 2023 calendars. Very weird. Like I say, there's so much stuff going on which we can't really put our finger on, but lots of us are aware and awake, and we are feeling the same. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this live stream tonight, and to get your thoughts and opinions on this stuff, because it ties in with everything else. Like tiredness is another big thing. Like I said, lots of people are tired. Another thing, how many people have ringing in their ears? Tinnitus. I think in America they call it tinnitus. But yeah, how many people have that? How many people get it now and again? If you do, are you getting it a lot lately within the last 3 or 4 years? Because that is another cursor onto the thought realization that possibly you are picking up on certain things. Oh my God. I knew it. Shit. I thought it was just me. How many people are saying yes? I'm going to show. Look. Ringing in their ears. Aware people. Look. Look at it. Oh my God. I'm not joking. This is crazy. My God. I knew I was onto something. Oh, look at this. It's been 2 years. This is, wow. This is nuts. You guys are really getting the same stuff. Singing, yes. I mean, I'm not joking. Look how many people I'm showing on the screen. I am not making this up, all right? Mary from Paris, hi. Yes, Tommy, Shirley. Bloody hell, loads. John. This is nuts. I can't believe it. All these people are getting ringing in their ears. I'm not making this up. This is weird. Holy cow. This is just going on and on and on. Yes, all the time, constantly for free. Oh, bloody hell. I'm not making this up, guys. Wow. It's the overwhelming majority of everyone who's in the live chat right now. That's why I'm putting it on the screen, because if something happens and the live chat disappears, at least it's going to be known to anyone watching on the replay what the truth is. And the truth is, I'm showing as many people as I can that bloody hell, every day. So it's true. Lots of people are getting it a lot. At night, yeah, I get it more at night time. Lots of people are saying 5G. Bloody hell. Honestly, I can go on and on and on. There's a lot. There really, really is. So apparently, from what I look into, this is a sign that people's frequencies are on point. And I don't believe it's 5G. I don't. I'll tell you for why. Because if you look at the frequency wave of a 5G signal, it's very, very short. That's why they put on street furniture, on street lights with the stuffy aerials on the top, because it needs to go from one point to one point. So I live miles and miles and miles away from anywhere. There's no 5G out here at all. So why would I get it? It's nothing to do with 5G. This was here long before that 5G crap was rolled out. So yeah, that's just my point on it. So yes. So it sounds like we've got a lot of aware spiritual people watching this in the live, which is amazing news. Really was amazing. Like I went back to earlier, you know, some people would find this really, really hard to gravitate towards because it's something different. Nonetheless, I feel it's important because not many people are talking about it. And like I've been saying, if you're in tune to this sort of level of change and awareness and understanding of what things could be, what's changing, what's different, you are going to question things. And I really wanted to do this today just to see who else is getting the same sort of thing. This is mind-blowing. Wow. If I would have known, I would have done a much bigger, like a 3-hour presentation. But I just wanted to put the feelers out to see. Wow. So times are changing. There's a lot of tiredness about. We've just discovered that most of us have got ringing in their ears. And I would like to bet that everyone who said yes to the ringing in the ears did not take part in the plunger game. I don't think I've ever heard anyone else call it that before. So yeah, there we go. Andy, yep. We all need tinfoil hats. Wowzers. I'll tell you what is good. If you've got any pains or inflammation, do you know what one thing's really, really good? Pineapple juice. I'm not making it up. Do some research. If you drink, say, a litre of this stuff every single day, the inflammation that you've got, which leads to all sorts of things, will absolutely be lowered big time just by drinking pineapple juice. Now, it's good because you can get this. It's 100% clean. There's no sugar. It's not concentrated. All it is pineapples that have been squished, sieved, and put into a bottle. So it will settle. So you've got to give it a really good shake. It makes it all frothy, and it's really, really good. Britney Spears concert. Ben, what do you like? Now, Jeff, listen, you're a very brave man, Jeff. Fair play to you, mate. He had the plungers, but only in the first two. So that's, do you know what? I really respect you, Jeff, and admire you for doing that, because not many people will have the balls to admit that. So, like I say, people are all at different stages of awareness. Okay. I'm guessing that the stuff that you know now, if you'd have known it back then, maybe you wouldn't have taken it. I don't know. I didn't know what the situation or the scenario was, which led you to participate in the mainstream narrative, which, as we've been finding out over the last 3 or 4 years, was a great big trap. And my hope is that, looking into some of the research by some of the peer doctors in Europe, that some of the plungers were placebos. So I'm hoping on to that energy that that was the case, because I've got loved ones who have had it as well. Rightly or wrongly, that's the fact. And no doubt most of you guys and girls watching right now will probably be in the same boat. We wish we could go back to February, March 2020 and just say to everyone, something bad's coming, don't take part in it. And if everyone done that, we would be in a different ballpark now. So one video which, do you know what, I might do a video tomorrow, but it's going to take some doing, and it's going to take some balls to do this. But like I said, when you get to these levels, you really lose the fear. Okay, I really couldn't give a toss what people think about me on what I'm talking about. I don't care. If they are upset, if they think it's silly, if they think it's BS, then it's up to them, and I respect their decision. But I am absolutely going to speak my truth, and my truth is guided by my intuition, and nothing is ever going to change that. I'm going to stick with that. If people don't like it, that's absolutely fine by me. So what I'm going to probably talk about tomorrow, which is it's a little bit risque, is transhumanism, human 2.0, because the videos that I've been talking about this week, they're all having an intuitive theme which sort of links to each other as we go through. So that's quite a horrific looking outlook with that topic, but I firmly believe that not all of us are going to be going down that road. So we'll leave that there for tomorrow. Okay. I really need to see what's been going on. Oh my God, I didn't know. Welcome to Belinda. We got another new member in the house, and we've got Shelled, another member as well. Look at that doggy. How cool is that? That's wicked. We got, oh, look at it. We got a donation from Simon. Thank you very much. Freemasonry is a cancer. Just ask Sheffield City Council. Laugh out loud. Hi to all the good men, and most importantly, free thinkers. Well, yeah, Freemasonry, I think, personally, from my viewpoint on it, anything below the level of 33, the people participating in that, I don't know, club, should we call it? I do not think they realize what they are actually being involved in. You're really only going to get to the real nitty gritty of Freemasonry once you've superseded the 33rd degree. I mean, if you just get to the second level, right, you are called a master mason. How can you be a master mason level 2? There's 33 degrees. Personally, like I said, anyone under 33 degrees, they're just buying into it that they're a charity organization, pillar of the community. No pun, pillar. But yeah, if you want to find out something as well, in Freemasonry, you have 2 pillars. One represents religion and one represents law. If you participate in any or both of those, you are under their control. There you go, something to look into. And well, look at that from David. Thank you very much. I recognize that name. David Griswold, thank you for that donation too. Thank you for what you do. Keep us informed. It's in Michigan, United States, to kiss my ass. You're very welcome, David. Thank you very much for helping the channel. That really does mean a lot. And oh, looky here, over we've got someone called Frank. It's the first Frank, I believe, who's donated on PayPal for using the link under the video. Thanks for that, Frank. That's really cool. So yes, what else have we got in here? Transgender. Whoa, yeah, that's do you know what? Okay, like I said, when you lose your fear, you don't care. All right, so you can say what you want, and you should do. All right, you shouldn't worry about what other people think. So transgender. Personally, I believe if you are over the 18, over the age of 18, you should be free to do whatever you want to do to your own body. Okay, it's their choice. It's up to them. They are legally an adult, therefore responsible for themselves. So I'm a firm believer in freedom. Okay, if I start going around saying no, they're not allowed to do that, not allowed to do, I might as well be a Hitler. Okay, freedom of choice is important. Now, like I say, personally, if these guys and girls are over the age of 18 and if they want to change genders, that's entirely up to them. I've got no problem with that at all. The problem which has been happening recently is this LG, I call it the alphabet people, because there's so many bloody letters in there, they might as well use the whole alphabet, okay? They're trying to sort of put it out there that there's 300 different genders. So the way I see it is very simple. All you have to do is look down there and it will tell you what you are. Exactly. So all of this fragmentalization, if that's a word, it's the more pigeonholes people are in, the more likely they are going to argue amongst each other or disagree. Think about it. Can you imagine 300 different genders? My gender's better than yours. No, my gender's better than yours. And it's like, my God, have you seen some of these clowns when they're at demonstrations or something? They go right up to people's faces and they look so angry and they're screaming or they're making noises like dogs. It really it fits into that paradigm of the left. And what's the woman's name? Karen. A left Karen. Ah! Right in someone's face. And they just look ridiculous, in my opinion. So there is the transgender thing literally has been hijacked. I mean, look at all of the good things over time that's been hijacked. Lots. The symbol of the rainbow. It's a beautiful thing. Now, when you see that, you think of, middle-aged men dressing up as women going into little schoolgirls' toilets and stuff. It's just disgusting. So things are being hijacked and changed and altered. And there's many more different concepts we could go into based on hijacking thing. What about back in, I don't know, the 40s? It would be absolutely acceptable in the UK to walk down the street and say, I'm so gay, it's a lovely day. Back then, gay meant happy. Okay, it wasn't a slanderous slang term in any stretch of the imagination. Gay absolutely meant happy. Now look at it. It's a short, maybe abbreviation, I don't think so, of homosexuality. So it's changed, it's been hijacked. Okay, and you're going to see that throughout hundreds of years, maybe. There's so many things which used to be good and it's been used in an opposite manner. And I've also found this when I'm searching for information as well. Okay, years ago, you can go into a search engine like Yahoo, MSN, before Google come along, and you would type in NWO, New World Order, and you would get pages and hundreds of pages of information about one world government. Sometime after that, you typed in that, guess what you got? All these bloody idiot wrestlers in America. The WWF, the World Wrestling Federation. Man, I remember that stuff back in the 80s. The Bushwhackers, we had Hulk Hogan, we had The Undertaker, all of those, Mr. Perfect. Now, you start looking for New World Order stuff, and all you're going to get is pages and pages and pages of these freaking pantomime fake wrestlers. It's insane. But it just goes on. There's so many things. Even the word like timeline or something like that, it comes up with some weird pop band or something. So what they are doing is any popular internet search, which is going to help communities like this spread truth and awareness, any sort of keywords, they're literally probably heavily financing whoever or whatever to use that word, knowing full well that if people wanted to look into the origins of that word and to research, they're just going to get flooded out with crap modern takes on that word. Like, that word is now a band, that term is now a wrestling freaking gang or whatever it is. They're making it difficult, and for good reason, because they know they are losing. That's why they're doing every trick in the book. You don't need me to tell this. Oh, wow, look at this. Anthony, thank you, sir. We got another new member helping at the channel. That's really cool. Much appreciated. So, yeah. Trevor Price, Nibiru is coming. Wow. I looked into all that years ago, and who knows? What have we got up here? Just doing some Q&A quick. NWO for life. I don't even know what that means. Rainbow Bridge. Yeah, that's for doggies and cats. Planet X. Yeah, I looked into Planet X. In fact, I was trying to communicate this guy. He was a PhD, wrote a paper on it, and I've got his book downstairs. Really, really interesting. But yeah, every 3,600 years from the southern ecliptic, I believe. And it is huge. It is bigger than Jupiter, and you can only see it with certain frequencies. So yeah, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Anyway, stay tuned. We're going to have a really cool discussion tomorrow night about Human 2.0, where this is all going. It's basically the end game, and not many people like to talk about it because it is a really bleak outlook. But like I said, no fear, not scared of anything. And if you are on that frequency, you're literally guaranteeing yourself a benefactor where no harm will come to you. So you don't have to worry. Okay. So with that being said, thank you everyone who's donated. I really didn't expect anything tonight because you know, I've been doing live streams all week, so that's refreshing. So really appreciate all of your help for people donating to the cause. Everyone who's been in the live chat as well. It looks like it's been pretty busy in there tonight, which is really good because we love it when people interact. I'll tell you what I will do now. I'm going to ask you guys. I've only asked a few moderators, but I'd like to hear your feedback on this, right? And of course, what I should have said was you can only leave a comment if you're subscribed. Damn it, I need to keep reminding people or put it in the bloody, the pinned comment, etc. So, no, anyone who's taken part in the chat, let me know what you feel about the slowing down of it, okay? I've been in live chats where it's on 0, so there's no time limit on there. So you can literally type a comment, enter it, type another one, enter it. And I'm not joking, the chat goes so fast, people can't see it. So at the moment, it's been set this way for about a year now, every 30 seconds. So you type a comment in the live chat, you go enter, and you can't do nothing for at least 30 seconds before you type another one in. Do you think that 30 seconds is way too long, or do you think it's okay? I'm talking to the moderators and everyone else. I think the moderators find it easy because they've got more time to look at all of the comments and kick out anyone who's being a dick, really, which I can appreciate and understand. But if you're taking part in it, sometimes I'll do it myself, and it's really frustrating. People that I follow, some of them, they set it to a whole minute. So you type something in, you can't do nothing within a whole minute. And then what happens is loads of people say hello to me and I can't reply to a minute. And then by then it's gone. So I think that sucks. So I'm going to look and see what people think because I'm interested to know your feedback on this. 30 seconds is cool. Guna, Come on, you Spurs. Got you there. 20 seconds. Alan says 30. 30 seconds is fine. 30 seconds is good. So basically then 30 seconds is okay. 10 seconds is better. 30 seconds is fine. A minute is way too long. Yeah, Lee, I agree with that, mate. A minute is taking the piss. Big time. So 20 or 30 seconds. Do you know what I might do as a compromise? I might do 25 seconds. But I understand moderators, it's good for them to have more time. But Ben, you Ben, I love you, brother. Put it at 33 seconds. What are you like? Oh, this is interesting. 30 seconds is about right for 1,000 viewers. Okay, John, thanks for that. Believe it or not, we've had 4,000 people in the chat before. Back in the day, that was mental. Then I got shadow banned because they didn't want me reaching so many people. So yeah, 25. So anyway, then that seems to be okay then. All right. So it's not too bad. Sweet. Oh, look at this. There's a bit of trouble, but either side of the Seven Sisters there, you lot. What you like? Awesome. Bloody hell. Those days never leave you, mate, innit? Anyway, so yeah, thanks to everyone who's donated. It's been really muchly appreciated, or greatly appreciated. Oh, it's BCTV as well. Thank you again. A super sticker and from a member. That means a lot. Awesome. Really appreciate that. And everyone who's taken part in the live chat, thank you so much for sticking around, because I was a little bit 50-50 when I started. Thinking that no one's going to really be interested, etc. But we've had over 1,000 throughout the whole hour, and it's been really short notice as well. So kudos to you guys who had input into tonight's show. If you can please share it, that would really be appreciative, because it would be interesting for you probably to get feedback from whoever you're sharing it to see what they're thinking about what we've just been talking about tonight. I think it's quite interesting. Yes, it's a little bit left field, but nonetheless, I do feel it's important. So if you can share this, I would really appreciate it. I think it's usually done, I don't really do it myself, on social media groups like Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram, I think TikTok, maybe, I don't really know, Instagram, all that sort of stuff. So we can share it on groups. That's really good because it ensures that lots of people get to see it. And watch all of your messages in the live chat as well, because the more people read what you guys are mentioning there, the better it is, because we're trying to help as many people as possible here, and it's good. And if people aren't ready for it, that's fine. You're not ready for it, you know, just let them go, and maybe they'll wake up, maybe they won't. It's entirely their life. It's down to them. So, and all of the moderators as well. The moderators are fantastic. The Blue Spanner Brigade are fantastic. And of course, which I'll keep forgetting to mention, I do apologize, all of the members. The members in here are incredible. They really, really are doing an amazing job. It's seriously helping support this channel, because without those monies every month, it's really difficult. So kudos to you, members, and everyone else. Brilliant. So you guys take care. We'll see you tomorrow night when we're talking about transhumanism, where all this crap's going. The end game of the powers that be. Don't miss out. 7 o'clock tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Stay funky.